Man, Know Thyself. What is that all about? We have with us Sister Ava, who is an oral traditionist and community activist. And we're going to talk about that, Man, Know Thyself. Good morning and welcome. How are you, Miss Ava?
Blessed morning. I'm good.
What is this Man, Know Thyself?
Well, it's an African saying. It's a proverb. Man, know thyself. Well, we want to really get into the hearts of the people. We were looking at the crime situation in our communities at large. And we started to address, we as in the network community organization, started to address the abuse and the cycle of abuse. So we formed this group chat where we have over like about 52 people, and we just throwing out questions, and we looking for feedback and some solutions as into how to deal with this epidemic, this disease. And we realize here what? To deal with this, we have to deal with self. We have to understand our energies. And probably if we could get man and we could get woman to collaborate, we could bring harmony back in the home, and then we wouldn't have to worry about the crime and the violence because we fix that spiritual part within us. So that's Man, Know Thyself.
And we'll get a little bit more into that spirituality that you speak of. But I must let you know that the Network Community Organization Support Group, they're hosting their first workshop at the Emancipation House at number 5 Bergerac Road, Maraval on April 28th at 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that is in collaboration with the indigenous people.
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us about that collaboration?
Yes. Well, before we used to say the Caribs because we read in the social study book in school, right? Then we started to say the First Nation people. And now, because of the awareness, they don't even want to be called the First Nation people. They just accept they are the indigenous, and we decide to work together via EO, Egbe Onese Eledumare. That's an Egbe based in Simeon Road, Sparrow Drive, Pity Valley, run by the chief Olakila Masatunji. And I met with the indigenous people, let's say 1995, because of that collaboration with that Egbe. That Baba there, he looks at himself, or he looks at us as planetarians. So it's even more than humans. We have to coexist on the planet. So he introduced them to us, and as the passage of time I get older, I realize, you know what, if we have to do anything to take the nation from one step to the other, we have to do it together. We can't do it alone.
And a lot of things will be discussed at these workshops.
Yes, a lot of things will be discussed at the workshop.
And one of the topics that I see here is women and what are their roles?
Yes.
What are their roles?
Well, that will be discussed there because everybody have a different idea. But we want to take it at the point of balancing the female or the feminine energy and the masculine or the male energy on the spiritual sides. You know, so it's if we could get, I shouldn't say if we should get them to coexist and come together, then we could bring a harmony back in the home. So if we bring a harmony back in the home, that will trickle right out into the community. We wouldn't have to worry about the broken families and the crime and our son killing a mother. And that respect, that value will come back in.
And because one of the topics here is how can we create a balance to bring back love and harmony in the home and community?
Yes.
Why is that? You talk about crime being so rampant and you call it a disease that needs to be eradicated. So how can this workshop help this situation?
Well, this workshop really is to bring an awareness and that consciousness, you know, you're talking, you know, I want to use the word Ori, which is, you know, some people will say the brain. Because of how we think. We get so modernized, it's like evolution. For instance, let me give you an example. Let's say we have a single parent. Long time we had an extended family. So even if we had like a single father or a single mother, the child or the children will be supervised or looked over by the grandmother, the aunt, or the community itself. It takes a village to bring up a child. We don't have that anymore. So the one-eye monster is the babysitter. So this is what feeding that child or feeding our nation children. So you find the value system there it gone whack. And if we could bring, we could plant seeds wherever we go. Okay, we are targeting the panyards because that's where we will find the majority of the people. In that sense now, we want to have communities involved as well. But if we do the panyards, they will get their people to come in and we could sit there, talk with them, and plant a seed there. And when we plant that seed there, they now could plant a seed
elsewhere.
So
it's a ripple effect that it can have.
So soon we could get back that community. Let's say not sooner, let's say a little 5 years when we look, at least for our children, we could have some kind of hope that they can be safe. We are our brother's keeper, our sister keeper.
Do you think that saying is just a saying now and it really has no meaning?
What's that?
We should be our brother's keeper.
To me, it have a meaning, but it's just a saying right now. Everything is just a saying right now. For instance, even a friendship, it could be just a saying right now. Because if I am really your friend and you have a phone or you have a number, I would know the number by heart. Now, if I don't have my phone, I can't call you. I don't know your number. We get so disconnected. We could spend so much time apart because we're chatting on the phone. There is no touch. There is no feel anymore. We don't do those things anymore. And
then you can sit at your home in front of your computer and you add somebody on Facebook and you say that person is your friend.
Yes, and that is dangerous as well. Yeah. But so, we need to address all these things. I mean, that's a price we pay for being in this time, this modern time. It's a price we pay, but we have to balance it.
Yeah. And the workshop is also geared towards empowering our minds to make the right decisions and right choices. Now, when you say right decisions and right choices, to me, it goes back to the culture of the person. What in one culture may be right, in another culture may be wrong. So how do you condition people's mind or empower people's mind to make what is termed the right decision and choices? Well, for us, it's balance. And let's say we have the African culture, or we have the Hindus. Let's say we have the Hindus there. We will sit together. All the different spiritual groups, we will sit together and come to one understanding, one basic understanding, because every one of us promote love, harmony, peace. We promote that. So if we could get one understanding, then we could say, all right, let's treat with our people. Gone were the days when a child walking down the street and looking shabby or looking a certain kind of way, and an elder could go up to them and say, listen, this is not the way. Gone were those days. So it will not just be one group that is targeted. It is a collaboration, yes, with the indigenous people, but all groups are invited, different sectors of the country, be it religious, race, anything. Everybody can come in, because it is what you call a holistic approach to dealing with some of the issues affecting Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, and it's a community. It's not one group lives in a community, but it's sad, and I will be honest and I will be real, it's sad whenever I visit the jail, I see my brothers and sisters. If you go YTC, is my brothers and sisters. I have to treat with that. I can't sit back and allow somebody or ask somebody to help us fix this. Something has gone wrong. So we need to bring back that. We need to place that, get that fabric back together again. And there is also what you call ancestral spirituality, and looking at how we can incorporate ancestors' spiritual belief system into our modern lives to help us bring back a positive transformation. When you talk about ancestral spirituality, what are we talking about?
We're talking about, well, you said the word ancestors. So let's say, if I could take the African, the West Africans, for example, I could speak on the Ifa or the Orisha tradition. They have a manual that governs them, just like the other groups will have a manual that governs them. And if we could incorporate that book of laws, which is governed by nature itself, if we could incorporate that to this modern times, then I really think that it could work. We wouldn't need a policeman to police our children, because we will have these laws and these people who are there that is ready to accommodate and assist in the forward movements.
So it is about taking some of the values and morals from the ancestors and trying to incorporate them in today's world. But times have changed. We have now the advent of social media, the internet, everything. So much has changed. So why go back to what was done then?
Sankofa. You know what is Sankofa?
Tell us.
Sankofa it's a bird, right? But the stomach of the bird is looking forward, but the head is backward with an egg. The egg is fertility. Looking backward is getting a glimpse of the past to go forward. We have to know where we come from to know where we're going. So everything mightn't apply in the ancestral way. Everything mightn't apply, but we could take some of that and apply it. We have to understand self. We have to understand our values. And once we could do that, that will be the answer for us to go further.
And well, these discussions will continue at the workshops that you all are having. The first workshop will take place at Emancipation House, number 5, Bergerac Road, Maraval, April 28th, 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anybody is welcome.
Anybody is welcome.
What are your final comments before you leave this morning?
Man, know thyself. Understand self. We need each other, male, female. We need each other as a form of a balance, so we could get our communities, our children head together again. That's the only way.
All right, thank you very much, Sister Ava, oral traditionist and community activist, for coming in and chatting with us about this initiative and your plans to make Trinidad and Tobago a safer place. It was a pleasure having you. This is Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago. We now have your stock report for you.